Everyone write this down. And I know you guys have heard Andy say this, but be where your feet are, right? Be where your feet are. When you guys are here at work and you're on the phone, that client that you're on the phone with needs to be your number one 100% priority. That client deserves it. The company is paid for that lead, and they need to have your 100% focus, right? Because every other moving company is looking to rush off the phone. This would be like a business decision for Tim at this point, right? If you guys, your closing ratio is up and you're having to spend a little bit more time with that client, but we're backing up on leads, what does that mean? We need more salespeople, right? That's the operations side. That's not anything for you to concern about. Don't feel like because you have 3 or 4 more leads that we have to rush through that process for that client. That client is our number one priority every single time that we're on the phone with them. Sometimes that client's gonna be a freaking laydown. You give them the numbers and they're like, hell yeah, let's do it. And sometimes they really do need help making that decision. And sometimes that decision takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes of being on the phone. And we're so frustrated, but it's like, would you much rather get off the phone, have to spend more of your time? So say, hypothetically you spend 20 minutes on the phone with the client, but you're like, I don't want to spend 20 minutes, I only spend 10 minutes with them. But how much time are you actually spending following up with that client afterwards because we didn't close them on that one call and spend the extra 10 minutes with them, right? Especially talking about clients that have never booked a move before and they're super nervous about it. Every other person that they're talking to is rushing them through this process, and they just need help making the right decision, right? So that's why I told you guys yesterday, I said, right, slow down. Let's slow down with the client because they want someone that cares about them. And if you take that extra 10 minutes, let's swipe everything else off the table. We're not worried about anything else. I know for a fact that these guys would much rather you close at a higher rate, take care of that one client, get it booked in 20 minutes, and not have to be so overwhelmed with so much follow-up.
I think another thing too, like going back to when I sold foundation repair, when I first started, and this just goes back to like giving your customer more time and like the bigger effect that it can have. So when I first started, I was doing 5 appointments a day, and these are all like in-home appointments. And for probably the first 3 months of doing 5 appointments a day, my closing ratio was like 11%, which is dog shit, I know. And my average job was like $6,000, give or take. And literally the only change that we made was I went down to 3 appointments a day, and I had to spend at least, I think it was 90 minutes with every customer. Like that was a bare minimum. And just making those 2 changes, my closing ratio went from like 11% to like 43%, and my average job went from like 6,000 to like 18,000. It's like I didn't sell any differently, my conversation wasn't different. I just literally gave the customer more time, and I just allowed them to really feel like I cared about them and their situation. Yeah. And I closed way more, and my tickets were like 3 times bigger. And at first, I was pissed off at my owner because I was like, you're taking opportunity away from me by taking me from 5 appointments to 3 appointments. And I think it just goes back to like, don't try to like rush through the calls to get to the next call. It's like, let's really spend the time that's needed on this call, get the customer taken care of, get the job closed, and then let's move to the next one. And I guarantee like you're gonna see increases not only in your closing ratio, but also like it gives you more opportunity to upsell too, like on the smaller things that if you're rushing through, you might not be able to hit on as much, where like you guys provide value with like packing and unpacking and stuff like that. So it's like it could just like go deeper as far as building the relationship with the client more, and then them being open to even like considering you guys to do more stuff with them. So